Two teenage boys are fighting for their lives after crashing a stolen car in Queensland. Four teens aged just 13 and 14 were inside that car when it rolled yesterday. Passing motorists saw the mangled wreck and gave first aid until paramedics arrived. The youth crime rate in Queensland is growing and there are calls for harsher penalties and changes to the bail laws to stop reoffending. For more, I'm joined by former Detective Inspector Terry Goldsworthy. Good morning to you, Terry. Why are we seeing this spike in youth crime?
Yeah, look, Nat, it just reflects the broader crime trends in Queensland. In the last 12 months, we've seen a 5% increase in the crime rate overall. We've seen some really big rises in things like assault, which is up 70%, break-and-enters are up 30%. And if you look at unlawful use of motor vehicles, stolen vehicles, which you were talking about before, the rate has risen 23% in the last 12 months. And in Queensland, we are the stolen vehicle capital of Australia. We account for 27% of all stolen cars in Queensland, and juvenile offenders account for about 50% of those offenders. They only account for 16% of overall offenders, but in stolen vehicles, they're up there almost half of the offenders of juveniles.
Yeah, what's the solution with that particular issue? Because one of the big problems, I understand, is they know the faster they drive, the less likely the police are going to chase them because of the no pursuit rules.
Yeah, look, the no pursuit rule is problematic. I mean, the theory is that as soon as you see a police car, drive as dangerously as you can and the pursuit will be stopped. So that is correct. You know, I mean, I think we need to give our police a bit more latitude in terms of who they pursue and in what circumstances. In particular in relation to those unlawful uses or stolen vehicles, we know we have a hard core of offenders. 10% of the offenders commit 50% of the crime. We had some responses rolled out by the government 12 months ago, including ankle trackers. The reports in the media a couple of weeks ago indicated that in 12 months we've issued 4 ankle trackers. To put that in perspective, last year we had 46,000 youth offenders proceeded against. So, I mean, you really have to question what's happening with those responses.
So are we too soft? Do we need to look at more jail time instead of rehab? What do you think?
Well, I think for those core offenders, we certainly need to look at toughening up them getting back out on repeat offences. We had a presumption against bail put in place, again with the ankle trackers. We were supposed to see a report on that in January, and I'm yet to see any report come out as the efficiency of those responses. We realise that there's multifactorial causations to crime, being many of these hardcore offenders are using drugs, they have DV in a home, they have housing issues, they're not engaged with education. But you can't stop that until you stop the offending. So we must stop the offending, and if that means we need to keep some kids inside to stop that cycle, then I think that's what we need to do, and I think the public expect that.
Yeah, and then maybe introduce the rehab. Gee, it is a complicated question, I know, but thanks for your insight, Terry.